Bolivia works out 3 hours a day and is interested in becoming a nutritionist. This 21-year-old has been modeling professionally for 6 years and has always dreamed of working the runway in a crown. Bolivia!
Brazil.
Brazil has a degree in journalism and formerly worked as a TV host in her hometown. This 27-year-old environmentalist proudly volunteered for an organization that fought deforestation in the Amazon. Brazil!
Albania, Angola, Argentina, Armenia, Aruba, Australia, Bahamas, Barbados, Belgium, Belize, Bolivia, and Brazil. British Virgin Islands.
British Virgin Islands is currently a college student and works as a legal assistant when not in school. This multitasking 23-year-old hopes to eventually get her master's degree and run her own marketing firm. British Virgin Islands.
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria is passionate about music. When she was younger, this 22-year-old sang in a vocal group and studied the piano, and she recently participated in her country's 5th season of the TV hit X Factor. Bulgaria!
Cambodia.
Cambodia volunteered at a leprosy rehabilitation center and hoped to stop the social stigma associated with the curable disease. This 22-year-old former radio host grew up without a father, so she proudly helped support her family. Cambodia!
Canada.
Canada is studying biomedical engineering and technology and currently has a 3.96 grade point average. This 24-year-old pursued her field because she hopes to better people's lives through either genetic engineering or bioinformatics. Canada.
Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands volunteers with the Alzheimer's and Dementia Association and has organized beach cleanups in her community. This 24-year-old K-pop fan plays the steel pan and is a certified yoga instructor. Cayman Islands.
Chile.
Chile is a former soap opera star with a degree in social communications. This hard-working 27-year-old has been a runway coach for the past 13 years and enjoys making organic soaps in her spare time. Chile!
China.
Last year, China went to a rural area of Shanghai to teach English to primary school children. In her spare time, this 24-year-old enjoys kickboxing, singing, and hip-hop dancing. China!
Colombia.
Colombia is currently studying mass media at a university in Miami, Florida. This 20-year-old's family owns and operates a circus. So growing up, she moved from town to town performing an equestrian act that took years to refine. Colombia.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica plans to publish a book she wrote during a 6-month road trip through Central America. This 28-year-old recently helped develop a platform to help connect non-profit organizations and volunteers from around the world. Costa Rica!
Croatia.
Croatia volunteers at a home for abandoned youth, reading to children. This 23-year-old played volleyball for 12 years, including 1 season in a professional league in her country. Croatia.
Curacao.
Curacao has her associate's degree in care and social welfare and is currently pursuing a bachelor's in English education. This 23-year-old model started her own foundation that focuses on shining a positive light on children with Down syndrome. Curacao!
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic is new to pageantry and decided to get involved to gain new experience and have a stronger voice. This 20-year-old enjoys cooking, traveling, and has been snowboarding for 12 years. Czech Republic.
British Virgin Islands. Bulgaria. Cambodia. Canada. Cayman Islands. Chile. China. Colombia. Costa Rica. Croatia. Curacao. And Czech Republic. Denmark.
Denmark has been training and riding Icelandic horses for the past 11 years. This 22-year-old Red Cross volunteer is a world traveler, but her next mission is to get her diver certificate and experience life under the sea. Denmark!
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic is a proud small business owner with her own candy factory. This 23-year-old former radio show host has a degree in both mass communications and accounting. Dominican Republic.
Ecuador.
At 19, Ecuador worked 9 hours a day to help pay for her university tuition. Now an international model, this 24-year-old has walked the runway in several countries, including South Africa, India, and the Philippines. Ecuador!
Egypt.
Egypt has a degree in Business Information Systems and is currently a help desk consultant for an IT company. This 22-year-old once volunteered for a business development project in India, where she helped build a website for children in need. Egypt.
El Salvador.
El Salvador started her own non-profit to help underprivileged families and children with disabilities. This 26-year-old amateur photographer is currently studying communications and hopes to eventually have her own clothing line. El Salvador.
Finland.
Finland isn't affected by cold weather and actually enjoys ice swimming during the winter months. This athletic 24-year-old played American football for 8 months and has been a theater actress for 11 years. Finland!
France is from the small island of Corsica, so conservation and beach preservation is very important to her. To help curb maritime pollution, this 22-year-old can often be found cleaning the beaches that run along the Mediterranean Sea. France!
Georgia.
Georgia wants to do her part to alleviate economic misfortune, so she volunteers at a local orphanage. This 25-year-old philanthropist has studied music for 6 years and enjoys boxing and shooting air guns with her father. Georgia.
Germany.
Germany launched a LinkedIn channel where she interviews entrepreneurs and business leaders on innovation. This 25-year-old wants to see more women in management positions and plans to start her own consulting business in January. Germany!
Ghana.
Ghana is a lifestyle and travel blogger who knows how to program and build a basic robot. This 25-year-old lifesaver once rescued a friend who was found herself stuck and sinking in quick mud. Ghana!
Great Britain.
Great Britain has been a track and field athlete for the past 20 years. This 25-year-old competed internationally as a heptathlete and 400-meter runner in both the Commonwealth and World University Games. Great Britain!
Greece.
Greece works with a non-profit to promote humanitarian programs in South India. This 22-year-old full-time model was once a star volleyball player on her country's national team. Greece.
Denmark. Dominican Republic. Ecuador. Egypt. El Salvador. Finland. France. Georgia. Germany, Ghana, Great Britain, and Greece.
Guam is a member of the Congressional Award Gold Medal Program, completing 400 hours of community service in the last 3 years. Recently named a Harry S. Truman Scholar, this 20-year-old plans to pursue both a master's and law degree. Guam!
Guatemala,
Guatemala is a self-taught artist who has been creating sculptures for the past 3 years. This 19-year-old clearly enjoys building things with her hands, as she recently constructed a robotic arm that can create simple drawings. Guatemala!
Haiti,
Haiti was a victim of the 2000 earthquake that devastated her home country. She was trapped on the wreckage for over 4 hours and suffered a devastating head injury that doctors were initially unsure that she would survive. Haiti.
Honduras,
Honduras started college at 15 and is currently majoring in industrial electrical engineering. This 20-year-old is also studying sign language and currently volunteers for a suicide prevention program. Honduras.
Hungary,
Hungary speaks 3 different languages fluently and is currently learning Mandarin. This 21-year-old business student is already working as a sales manager for one of Eastern Europe's biggest textile companies. Hungary!
Iceland,
Iceland speaks 3 languages fluently and is currently a linguistics student. This 19-year-old plans to pursue a law degree specializing in immigration rights and eventually work for the United Nations. Iceland.
India,
India is a freelance fitness trainer, live TV anchor, and ambassador to a sports nutrition brand. This 22-year-old lost her mother to ovarian cancer when she was 13 and has since made it her mission to spread awareness about the disease. India!
Indonesia,
Indonesia has been training in Taekwondo since she was 8 years old. This 26-year-old metal music fan wrote her college thesis on American heavy metal guitarist Jason Becker and his battle with ALS. Indonesia.
Ireland is a self-proclaimed nerd who has read every Harry Potter book at least 3 times. This ambitious 24-year-old's goal is to establish a new community standard for medicine by opening her own women's health clinic. Ireland.
Israel.
Israel struggled with a rare skin condition when she was younger that kept her hospitalized. This 18-year-old now volunteers in the children's department at the same medical center, doing what she can to help sick kids smile. Israel.
Italy.
Italy is a musical actress who was singing on a Disney Channel show at 16. This 24-year-old is passionate about giving back and eventually hopes to create an innovative awareness campaign to help combat violence against women. Italy.
Jamaica.
Jamaica recently graduated from high school and now plans to pursue a career in medicine. This 19-year-old was recently awarded a college scholarship and started the campaign He for She to help combat gender-based violence in her country. Jamaica.
Guam. Guatemala. Haiti. Honduras. Hungary. Iceland. India. Indonesia. Ireland. Israel. Italy. And Jamaica. Japan.
Japan has a need for speed and used to race go-karts competitively. This 22-year-old has been scuba diving since she was 10 and once worked as a teacher's assistant at a tea ceremony house in her country, Japan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan is fond of designing children's clothes and hopes to write and publish a book one day. In her spare time, this 18-year-old enjoys hiking, singing, playing guitar and folk dancing. Kazakhstan.
Kenya.
Kenya is a singer who teaches violin at a musical school in her hometown. This musically inclined 22-year-old has struggled with anxiety and depression, so she hopes to advocate for mental health among the youth in her country, Kenya.
Korea.
Korea hopes to eventually run a boutique cafe, creating new recipes and sharing joy through her baked goods. This 25-year-old is a supporter of the UN Refugee Agency and stays active by cross-country cycling in her spare time. Korea.
Kosovo.
Kosovo advocates for children's rights in her country and is proud of her volunteer work with orphans. This 24-year-old is a big Formula One fan and even enjoys getting behind the wheel and racing herself. Kosovo!
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan is proud to be the first contestant to ever represent her country in the Miss Universe pageant. This 20-year-old model is currently in her 4th year of college studying jurisprudence. Kyrgyzstan.
Laos.
Laos would like to pursue a master's in social work and create her own foundation to empower youth. This 23-year-old art lover enjoys painting and drawing and once made hundreds of fabric flowers that she distributed to international friends during exchange programs. Laos!
Lebanon.
Lebanon currently works in a pharmacy seeking solutions for those in need of affordable medication. This 22-year-old student pharmacist speaks, reads and writes 4 languages and spends her free time practicing yoga and reading psychology books. Lebanon!
Malaysia.
Malaysia is currently taking contemporary dance classes. This 21-year-old 5 foot 10 inches model volunteers at a shelter for teenage girls and spent her spare time reading Nicholas Sparks' romance novel. Malaysia!
Malta.
Malta has a law degree and is currently interning at a firm. This 22-year-old created a campaign called Stand Up that raises awareness in public schools about the sexual harassment epidemic while teaching students self-defense techniques. Malta.
Mauritius.
Mauritius is an aspiring entrepreneur and founder of a non-profit organization that advocates for the education of children in need. This 28-year-old overcame dyslexia and said perseverance and determination helped turn her failures into successes. Mauritius.
Mexico.
Mexico is currently working on a nutrition degree. This 20-year-old is hoping to eradicate obesity and malnutrition with an app she's developing that will teach children healthy eating habits and exercise techniques. Mexico!
Japan. Kazakhstan. Kenya. Korea. Kosovo. Kyrgyzstan. Laos. Lebanon. Malaysia. Malta. Mauritius. And Mexico. Mongolia.
Mongolia has a bachelor's degree in ecological environment protection and HR management. This 27-year-old volunteers at an orphanage and works as a runway coach in her spare time. Mongolia!
Myanmar.
Myanmar has a degree in English and hopes to open her own Thai restaurant one day. This 22-year-old is a proud volunteer with Smile Train, an organization that provides corrective surgery for children with cleft lips and palates. Myanmar.
Namibia.
Namibia is a champion for mental health awareness and is currently on the Mental Health Association board in her country. This 21-year-old is proud to be mixed race and is thankful that she lives in a country that boasts 13 different ethnic groups. Namibia!
Nepal.
Nepal helped fund her education by working as a librarian at her university. While at work, this 23-year-old would read the journals of past explorers, which is why she now documents the adventures of her own life. Nepal!
Netherlands.
In high school, Netherlands struggled in social situations due to a lack of confidence. Now at 25, she is the ambassador for an organization that encourages young boys and girls to speak up and be assertive. Netherlands!
New Zealand.
New Zealand created an initiative with an all-female high school to encourage women into trades and engineering for their future success. This athletic 28-year-old stays in shape by running between 25 and 50 kilometers per week. New Zealand.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua seeks out adventure and can often be found sandboarding down active volcanoes or open water scuba diving. This 23-year-old founded a UNICEF campus at her college and proudly uses her voice to speak out against human rights violations. Nicaragua!
Nigeria.
Nigeria spent a year teaching underprivileged children how to read, write, and express themselves. This 21-year-old isn't afraid to get her hands dirty and currently works with the sanitation department in her community. Nigeria.
Norway.
Norway is currently studying building engineering at a university in Oslo. This 22-year-old lost her mother to cancer when she was only 4, so she currently volunteers with an organization that helps family of those battling the disease. Norway!
Panama.
Panama is the first indigenous woman to represent her country at the Miss Universe pageant. This 25-year-old food technologist recently attempted to develop a cookie of high nutritional value for children suffering from malnutrition. Panama.
Paraguay.
Paraguay is studying marketing and publicity and currently works for an events company after her cousin was diagnosed with lupus. This 24-year-old began volunteering with an organization that supports children who suffer from the disease. Paraguay.
Peru has been fascinated with airplanes since she was young, so she decided to become a flight attendant. This 22-year-old athlete ran track in high school and later became a member of her country's national volleyball team. Peru.
Mongolia, Myanmar, Namibia, Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Norway, Panama, Paraguay, and Peru.
Philippines proudly raised funds to purchase and renovate an old apartment building in Manila. This 24-year-old turned the building into the Young Focus Child Care Plus Center, a school offering free education to children. Philippines!
Poland,
Poland volunteers at a children's home for terminally ill patients. This 27-year-old model and influencer's true passion is psychology, and she believes that self-awareness is the key to success. Poland.
Portugal,
Portugal plans to pursue a college degree in veterinary medicine. This kind-hearted 19-year-old began assisting a quadriplegic man when she was only 5 and would eventually like to help others with disabilities through animal therapy. Portugal!
Puerto Rico,
When she first decided to enter her country's pageant, Puerto Rico didn't have any runway experience. This 25-year-old trained hard and eventually won the award for Best Catwalk, along with her crown. Puerto Rico!
Russia,
Russia once took part in an ecological forum where she presented her research on factors that affect plant growth. This 18-year-old model's hobbies include skating, aerobics, cooking, and playing badminton. Russia!
St. Lucia founded the Blue Project, which provides interventions for young adults in at-risk communities on her island. In her spare time, this 24-year-old enjoys swimming, writing poetry, and experimenting with new seafood recipes. St. Lucia.
Singapore,
Singapore is a part-time English teacher who has taught both in her country and internationally. This 23-year-old speaks 3 languages and volunteers with an organization that aids underprivileged women and their families. Singapore!
Slovak Republic,
Slovak Republic lived in several different European countries growing up and currently speaks 3 languages fluently. In her spare time, this 24-year-old can be found kickboxing, interval training, and meditating. Slovak Republic.
South Africa.
South Africa is currently studying medicine with plans to become a pediatrician. This 24-year-old future doctor played netball for 11 years and enjoy hiking and swimming in her free time. South Africa.
Spain.
Spain is a flamenco dancer and teacher who designs her own dresses. This 27-year-old enjoys reading adventure novels and autobiographies and hopes to work with the UN one day, fighting for human rights and gender equality. Spain.
Sri Lanka once lost functionality in her legs due to a spinal cord birth defect. Neurosurgeons worried she'll be paralyzed. But after undergoing an operation in which titanium rods were implanted, this 26-year-old learned how to walk again. Sri Lanka!
Sweden.
Sweden traveled around her country to raise money for a childhood cancer foundation. This 22-year-old considers herself a woman of nature and enjoys exploring the forest and swimming in lakes. Sweden.
Philippines. Poland. Portugal. Puerto Rico. Russia. St. Lucia, Singapore, Slovak Republic, South Africa, Spain, Sri Lanka, and Sweden. Switzerland.
Switzerland is a big fan of the circus and even rides her own unicycle as a hobby. This 20-year-old trained dancer enjoys learning new languages, and she currently speaks 5. Switzerland!
A program to help young women who've been confined for minor crimes to discover their potential. In primary school, this 23-year-old was a failing student, but through hard work, eventually went on to receive the President's Award for Educational Excellence. Thailand!
Turkey has played field hockey at a high level for years, both in her home country and Holland. This 20-year-old role model is her mother, who in addition to being a healthcare advocate, was also won a pageant back in 1992. Turkey.
Ukraine.
Ukraine helped launch a charity foundation for orphan children in Kenya. This 23-year-old speaks 4 languages and has helped support her family financially while working abroad in China as a model. Ukraine.
Uruguay.
Uruguay recently graduated from high school and plans to pursue a degree in media and communication. This 18-year-old abstract artist has been painting for several years and finds putting brush to canvas both fun and therapeutic. Uruguay!
USA.
USA conducted cognitive research while working at a camp in Alaska for children traumatized by the foster care system. This 24-year-old slept in the Amazon basin, hiked Machu Picchu, and visited remote villages while studying abroad in Peru. USA!
U.S. Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands has a master's degree in mass communication. This 27-year-old former track and field athlete still enjoys running in her spare time and once came face to face with a 50-pound barracuda while snorkeling. U.S. Virgin Islands.
Venezuela.
Venezuela started reading when she was just 3 years old and had completed high school and started college by the time she was 15. She hasn't slowed down since and is currently in her 5th semester of law school as a 19-year-old. Venezuela!
Vietnam.
Vietnam is the global ambassador of Room to Read, an organization that awards scholarships to schoolgirls around the world. This 26-year-old finance major paid for college by working as a nanny, serving food and cleaning houses. Vietnam!
Zambia.
Zambia recently overcame her fear of heights by bungee jumping and going parasailing. This 23-year-old former soccer player has a degree in radiology and entered pageantry to broaden her horizons and meet people of different social backgrounds. Zambia.
Switzerland. Thailand. Turkey. Ukraine. Uruguay. USA.